Hey there, I'm the MadCatster. Am I glad to see you here? Well, now that Blac Chyna has lost her lawsuit against Kris Jenner and the Kardashian clan, they're coming for her. They want to make her pay, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So let's get into it. So, Sybil the Enforcer is not here tonight. She's not feeling very well. She's sleeping upstairs. She's got a recurring issue with her mouth, but I'll explain that at the end of the video. But she asked me to tell you, she knows you're not subscribed. Yes, you. Please subscribe to the channel. Please make Sybil happy and subscribe. Thank you very much. So I wanted to say thank you again. We've gotten some new goodies from the Amazon wish list, and I've taken some pictures of the cats enjoying their goodies. And I'm going to post those at the end when I do all of the thank yous. So stick around for that. But also at the end, my cat Antoinette, who doesn't usually show her face, is going to make an appearance. So stay around for that as well. But let's talk about the shady business going on with the Kardashians and Blac Chyna now that the trial is over. So, you all know that Blac Chyna had brought a $100 million defamation suit against the Kardashians and Kris Jenner, that she alleged that they had destroyed her career, had been the reason why her reality show with Rob Kardashian had been canceled, and she made her case in court, and we talked about it before, and I told you I didn't think she stood a chance of winning, and sure enough, she lost. And the judge even dismissed Kim Kardashian out of the suit even before the jury had reached a decision. So he felt that there was absolutely no merit to any of the claims against Kim Kardashian. Well, what has Mr. Shady told you in the past about suing people? You got to be careful, because if you lose your lawsuit, the winning party can then go to the judge, the defendants, and say, "Judge, they lost this suit. We now want you to give us the costs and the attorney's fees back that we spent." And in this case, they're a pretty penny. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. So in the end, after all the evidence had been given and the jury went out to deliberate, when they came back with the verdict, not a single one of the Kardashian clan was there. Probably because they had a good idea what the outcome was going to be. But much to Blac Chyna's dismay, the jury, when they did their verdict form, came back and said no, she did not prove her case. Here is the juror form that they used in this particular trial, and as you guys probably know, if you followed Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, they had a similar form where they asked, because it was also a defamation trial, where they asked questions of the jury, and the jury had to say yes or no to the questions and then decide whether there were damages. And so here is the jury verdict form from Blac Chyna's case. So you can see here, here's the form. So these were some of the questions that they were asked. They said, was there a contract between Blac Chyna, and her real name is Angela White, and the E! Network? And they said yes. They said, did Kylie Jenner know of the contract? They said yes. They asked, did Kylie Jenner's conduct prevent performance or make performance more expensive or difficult? And they said yes. If your answer to question 65 is yes, then answer question 66, which says, did Kylie Jenner intend to disrupt the performance of this contract or know that disruption of performance was certain or substantially certain to occur? And they said yes. And they said, was Kylie Jenner's conduct a substantial factor in causing harm to Angela White, Blac Chyna? They said no. So that's the key thing. Even though they found that Kylie Jenner had interfered with the contract that Blac Chyna had with E, that it did not cause her substantial harm. So that does not absolve the Kardashians. So basically what they said was they don't believe the fact that Kylie Jenner interfered with her contract and Blac Chyna's reality show ended up getting canceled. They don't think that that caused substantial financial damage to Blac Chyna. And so the jury found that Blac Chyna had not proven her case. She had not proven that they defamed her. She had not proven that she had suffered a substantial financial loss as a result of their interference. So even though the jury didn't absolve the Kardashians of any misconduct, they did say that they were not financially liable to Blac Chyna because they didn't think that what they did actually hurt her financially. So Now, what's happened is, as I've told you before, the defendant, because they've now prevailed in this case, has gone and said to the judge, look, we shouldn't have been in court for this. The jury agreed, and we feel that we have expended all of this money fighting this lawsuit, and we want you to award us back our costs and our attorney's fees. Well, when you're the Kardashians and Blac Chyna, those attorney's fees don't come cheap. And this is what they're asking for. The Kardashians' attorneys filed with the court asking for costs and attorney's fees. Now, the costs alone, this is without the attorney's fees added in because that has not been determined yet. So the cost, just the costs alone, added up to a whopping $391,094. That was just their costs. And so what this included was they went on to itemize. They said that the models, enlargements, and photocopies of the exhibits came to a total of $184,871.71. That was just for the models, enlargements, and photocopies of exhibits. That doesn't include any of the depositions. And then they went on to say that there was $9,325.99 for service of process. Well, that's absurd, in my opinion, because service is usually like by a sheriff or a constable, and it's usually maybe a maximum of $100 depending on what's involved. So I don't know what kind of service of process this involved, but that's ridiculous. So almost $10,000 just to serve various things in this lawsuit on Blac Chyna. Then the court reporter fees for the court reporter, who does the transcript of the trial, that was $19,895. And then another $96,622.47. So almost $100,000 towards other. Well, if I was the judge, when I see other, I'm going to say to them, well, what is other? You've got to itemize this stuff out. You can't just say, oh, other $100,000. You got to tell us exactly what it is. And so now, of course, Blac Chyna's attorneys are saying, oh, you're trying to damage my client. You're seeking to exact a financial toll on her, and she's already in a bad position. And what his argument is that because the jury didn't absolve the Kardashians of any wrongdoing, that under California law, and the way he interprets it is because they weren't exonerated, that she should not have to pay them any attorney's fees and costs, even though she didn't win and didn't get awarded any money. What they're saying is the Kardashians weren't clear. So because the jury found that they did some wrongdoing in this case, that Blac Chyna shouldn't have to pay those fees. So I kind of agree with that, because it's not like they said, oh, the Kardashians did nothing wrong. Well, they did something wrong according to the jury. Even though they didn't find that resulted in substantial financial harm to Blac Chyna, they clearly thought the Kardashians didn't have clean hands in this matter. So I kind of agree with that. The judge apparently doesn't agree, because he did award attorney's fees and costs. And so now we're going through the process where they have to itemize in detail for the court what the attorney's fees and costs were, and then the judge will decide if they're reasonable. And if they're reasonable, the judge will approve it, and then he will order Blac Chyna to pay them. Bad news all around for Blac Chyna. And, I honestly didn't feel that she should have brought the lawsuit. In my opinion, when we were talking about this, the fact that she and Rob had broken up, for me, that was a big justification for why you would cancel the show. Obviously, if they're not a couple, you can't have a show about them being a couple. So I thought from the outset that she was not going to win, and she didn't win. But unfortunately for Blac Chyna, she now has to live with that decision. So even though she lost, of course, you have a right to appeal. But as I've told you before, you can't just appeal because you said, oh, I don't like your decision, I'm going to appeal it. No, you have to come up with legal justification for why an appeal is necessary and why you should be allowed to appeal. And you have to find mistakes of law or things that happened during the trial that affected the outcome adversely that shouldn't have happened. There has to be underlying reasons that something went wrong in the trial, and so now you're appealing. And so she's appealing. I don't know what her grounds for appeal are exactly. We haven't seen any documents yet, but I'll update you when that happens. I don't think it's going to be good news again for her. She's just going to spend more money, I think. And if it involves the Kardashians again, they may ask for even more money from her if they have to spend more money now in dealing with the appeal. So we'll wait and see. But anyway, so it looks like the court is going to make Blac Chyna pay, and the Kardashians, I'm sure, are just overjoyed because I'm sure they want to stick it to Blac Chyna for putting them through this. Although, because of what the jury said, they're clearly not nice people, and I don't think that they have anything to be gleeful about. That is Mary playing with, it's like a round disc. It's got a scratching pad in the middle and the ball goes around and Mary's playing with it. She loves it. They love those things. But anyways, they've been playing with nonstop. And there's another one in the kitchen that Chloe's been playing with. She loves it too. And you can hear the ball going around and around. So anyway, so that's where we stand. What do you guys think? Tell me. Do you think that Blac Chyna should have to pay the legal fees? Do you think that the trial was fair? Do you think that the Kardashians should get away with getting their legal fees back, given that the jury said that the things that they did hurt Blac Chyna's relationship with E and that they did interfere with her contractual relationship, even though they didn't find damages? It's like with Johnny Depp. It's kind of a weird verdict. Like, they found that they interfered with her relationship, but they didn't give her anything. So that's the way it goes. So tell me down below what you think. Leave a like, a comment, please. And subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm going to say thank you to everyone who has sent things from the Amazon wish list. The cats are overjoyed. Here are some photos of the cats enjoying their things. Especially, they love the beds. Amelie is here. They love the beds. In particular, they've each claimed a bed. So the handful of beds that we got, they are absolutely loving. And we go through those things pretty fast. They don't last forever, so periodically they have to be replaced. And so they're loving the new beds. They're loving the toys, the treats, the food. I thank you so much for the food. That's like my biggest expense. So I appreciate it. The cats appreciate it. They're overjoyed. It's like Christmas every day for them when something comes. And you guys are the best, most generous. My Patreon patrons, thank you so much. You're helping me defray some of my monthly vet expense. I really appreciate that. The channel members, we've added a couple more. Thank you for joining the channel and showing your support that way. And those of you who have bought me a coffee, I really appreciate it. Like I've told you before, that's the only thing that's for me is the coffee. So we're getting ready to go to Ace Fest. I've got all of the things in place now, so that I'm ready to go and I'm just waiting to go. Although I hate to be away from the cats, but it's only for two nights, so they'll be fine and they'll be taken care of. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to showing you what is going to be going on. Who knows? We saw Catherine saying some cryptic things in her recent video in Austin about don't listen to the T channels that when you hear something negative, like they were basically setting the stage for something bad to be coming out about them. So what's it going to be? Something's coming. Thank you again, all of you. You're wonderful. I'm going to make another video probably tomorrow that's going to talk about some other stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. So Sybil the Enforcer is not here with me. She's upstairs sleeping. She's not feeling so good. She has an issue with her mouth that had occurred a few years ago. It's called stomatitis. And they had gotten it under control, and basically it was not bothering her anymore. It's been like 2 years. All of a sudden it's flared up again. It's bothering her. So we have an appointment to go to the vet tomorrow, and they will give her medication, and hopefully we'll get it back under control so that it goes away again. But her mouth hurts, so she's not feeling much like eating or eating treats. So I've been very, very stressed out, but we are going back to the vet tomorrow. So she will be back in the next video, I promise. But tonight I'm going to give her a break. So Antoinette is here, and I've told her story before, but it's been quite a while, and she's never down here. So I brought her down. Say hello. Antoinette and I got as a rescue, but she had had kittens. Her kittens had all been adopted, and she was all by herself. And I took her home with me. She's purring away. And she is an angel. She is so sweet. And if yes, she's named after Marie Antoinette, the ill-fated Queen of France. But she is so sweet and so quiet that she is just a perfect angel. I love her so much. Look at her cute little face. She's got such a cute little face. But I brought her down to say hello to you guys because you don't ever really get to see her. So I like to try to bring out some of the ones that don't like the spotlight. And she doesn't like the spotlight, but she loves being with me. And she loves being with me. Like when I go into the bathroom, like to shave or get ready for bed, she's always up on the sink, sitting there, watching my every move. And she loves to, she loves to be with me. And every time I go into the bathroom, she's like a shot wherever she is. She comes running, and she wants to be with me. And she is quiet, but holds her ground. So if anyone gives her shit, she does not take it, and she will smack them right back and basically hold her ground. So that's Antoinette. She's lovely, lovely, lovely little cat. But thanks you guys again, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Pretty please. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell. I get a treat for every new sub. Thank you.